Hey y'all. Today I thought I'd give y'all an update on some of the cuttings that I took last summer during the fall. And even during the winter time, I took some cuttings from some of the things that had propagated that I'd taken cuttings from. And so I thought I'd give y'all a quick update on that. You know, in light of what ended up happening with my husband 2 months ago, I did end up losing, several things because I just really, I didn't water it and take care of it the way it needed to be, but I still had quite a bit of things that rooted and propagated and is still alive, and although some of it looks rough, it's completely fine. The things that are still alive, once they are planted and fertilized and all that, they're going to just really take off. I will say the problem though with my petunias, because you can see, let me move y'all a little closer and I'll show you. You can see that I've got quite a few petunias here, and I'll tell y'all something funny. Don't do what I did. When I first took cuttings, I did put the names of, what they were in the little, cups. But then once on over in the late, I guess it was probably the early part of winter, some of those had started, had grown enough to where they really had to be pulled out and put in pots. And in some things I actually propagated in pots with just multiple cuttings. And in quite a bit of that stuff, I forgot to either move the name tags or put name tags. So now I'm having to wait until these petunias start blooming so I know what kind they are, because I've got quite a few different kinds. You can see these right here. They're yellow. These are the Mini Vista yellow that I had took cuttings off of. And this one is the Hope Law, which it was blooming a day or two ago. And all the rest of these, I have no idea which ones they are. I know some of them are the bubble gum, and that's really about what I know right now until they start blooming. Which it looks like maybe this one might be a bubble gum, but it could also be a jazzberry. I'm not positive. I will just have to wait till they're done blooming. And then I've got some things that once I moved it to the greenhouse, it kind of fried because we started having like 80 and 85 degree days, and it came straight out of being in front of a window with, curtains where it was just getting a little bit of, light, mainly filtered light, really filtered light, because that's how it was all winter, to being over 120 degrees once it heated on up in the daytime and all that sun. And so the figs that I took cuttings off of, they're alive and they're fixing to put on new leaves, but the leaves on those fried, and so it just is what it is. Here you can see I've got this grass here, what is it called? The Prince Tut. Can you see that? I had cut this all the way to the top of the pot because this is one I dug up. Now there's a few things here that I dug up that I didn't take propagations off of, but you can see all of the new shoots that it's putting on. There's a lot. And I probably, when I go to plant this one, I may actually divide it in half. And so this is the Blow My Mind Evolvulus. And the ones I took cuttings from and propagated that were actually doing great, I did not, like I said, because of what happened, I ended up not taking care of those good enough, and I don't think they've made it. But this is one that I dug up, and you can see it's perfectly fine. And of course it's big enough to where I could take cuttings off of it now, and I might do that. I also can divide this one. And, you know, there's quite a bit of things here. I've got a lot of the Silver Falls dichondra, multiple pots of it, which I am excited about that because it was one of my favorite spillers last year. I really enjoyed the dichondra Silver Falls. I've also got a clematis here that I know has rooted when I can find it. Where is it? Oh, right here. This is the lavender clematis, and you can see it rooted. It's actually had leaves on it for a few months, and so I'm excited about that one because it's beautiful. It's like a almost white with just a hint of purple, you know, really, really pretty. And some of the other things I'm kind of waiting to see about. The mandevilla vine that I overwintered, and this is the one that has the big leaves. Let me hold this camera up so you can see it. It overwintered just fine. I've overwintered it the last few years, and you can see it's vining. It's got new shoots coming out up and down the stems too. And I want to show you. Now this is not all of it. This is the sun. The things that, the annuals and things that are for the sun. I'm going to take y'all over there in a minute and show y'all the things that are more for the shade that I was able to, propagate and overwinter and even take cuttings off of in the wintertime. This is actually a cutting from the hardy hibiscus, the Holy Grail. And you can see it's shooting up a new shoot there beside of the stem that I rooted. And so I'm really excited about that. And this is one too. And I'm not sure because it's faded on my, where I wrote on it, I'm not exactly sure which one it is. I'm not sure if it's another Holy Grail, which I think that's what it might say on the tag. It's so faded I just really cannot tell for sure. But it also could be the French vanilla because I took one of each. I took some of each. And like I said, I would have had much better luck. I had things that were doing excellent before that happened with my husband. And so taking care of plants was really the last thing on my mind during that time. And so now I'm going to walk y'all over there and show y'all the things that are more for the shade that I was able to propagate. I'm not sure how well this is showing with the way the sun's filtering through this, but these were the things that are more for the shade. Of course, these sun patients here in the front, you know, you can do those in the sun or the shade. If you put them in the sun, in my experience with my zone, the kind of summers we have, they just really take up so much water, you know, and need so much water till they look kind of bad during the daytime. I had rather put these personally where they're getting, you know, some shade at least in the afternoon. But I ended up with quite a few of those, and I know they look rough, but they're fine. They're putting on new leaves and shoots, and they just need to be gotten out of those cups and put in pots and fertilized. They need a little TLC. And you can see the Pegasus begonia over there. It's actually it's been blooming for weeks and weeks. It's about done for with its blooming. This was the first time I'd ever seen it bloom, or ever had it bloom for me, and I've overwintered it for quite a few years. The different types of begonias. I'm going to move the camera around for a second and show y'all the double impatiens. I've got quite a few of those too, and they're blooming right now. They're very pretty. Look at those double impatiens. They're so pretty, and I've also got some begonias that are blooming over there too. Those are the cane begonias. And these right here are the double impatiens also, and then I've got a few down here in the cups. And something is eating on them, so I'm gonna have to spray some Captain Jacks on there to deter whatever is eating on them. I've got some of the leaves have got holes in them. Some of the stalks have got no leaves, but it's just that time of year, you know. Captain Jack's usually takes care of it for me. And it's a more natural type spray, a little bit more like the BT. But yeah, I still ended up with quite a bit of things to plant. And I mean, this is a real big money saver. I mean, each one of those, there's like 6 or 9 of those double impatiens just in that one tray. And then I've got pots of them behind them, which those I actually dug up, cut back, and overwintered. I've got videos on those if you want to watch that. And then these big leaf begonias over here they look a lot like the cane begonias, but they do not like the full sun. These right here, they bloom white. They're really pretty. I've also got coleus, which is kind of buried back there. But I'm excited and anxious to get a lot of this stuff planted. I think we are done with our frost. We actually had one last night, but I think we are pretty much past that. So it's, you know, anytime now I can start planting any of this stuff, and it's really needing to be planted. You can see I had good luck with the cuttings that I took of the Medusa sweet potato vine. There's 4 or 5 or something like that of those. There's at least 4. And they're very pretty. They're more of a controlled sweet potato vine. They don't get, 6 foot long or whatever. They stay short, more short. But now they do spread out pretty good. And then you can see here, these are the Calicasias, and they are looking a little rough, but if you get close, you can see they're shooting out new side shoots everywhere. They just need to be planted. And, of course, the pineapple plant, it looks great. It also is needing to be planted. All of this stuff is. So here in the next couple of weeks, that's what you're going to see a whole lot of is, planting this stuff and other things that I've got. I still got stuff from, last fall and winter which it's, shrubs and trees, and I've got to get those planted because I do not want to have to be watering this, that kind of stuff every day all summer long. If you get it planted now, you still got time. And so, anyways, that's an update on some of the cuttings I just wanted to show y'all. There's actually a lot more here than what it looks like because they're all cram packed together, and I did that on purpose because I knew we were still going to have, several different days of pretty cool weather, and the sun patience and some of those begonias and things, they do not really like, when it drops below 50, 55 degrees, and we've had some few nights in the upper 30s. So, anyways, there's your update. Until next time, bye.